Greetings, Moroni Prime here yet again with another video review. This review will be over the 1988 Autobot God Bomber, also known as Apex Bomber, and subsequent reissues. This was a standalone figure released in Japan in 1988 under the line Transformers Super God Master Force. This here is the vintage piece. The reissue was released in 2002 under the Toys R Us commemorative series, paired with Power Master Optimus Prime, called Apex Bomber now, as opposed to God Bomber. This piece is very much a parts former. It serves as a standalone vehicle or second trailer to Power Master Optimus Prime, as well as a standalone robot, or it can separate into the different armor components to combine with Optimus. Here I have it in the robot configuration. There is probably, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 points of articulation. I mean 4 if you count the missile launcher, really, but that's not really. I mean, nothing here is connected really, except for the trailer hitch and the head. Everything else comes apart. Like I said, it's very much a parts former, probably the biggest parts former since Gat's Blocker, you know, Multi-Force 14. But let's go ahead and get started. We'll start off with the trailer configuration. Take off the launcher, set it to the side. Take off the arms here. I always put them in this configuration because it kind of helps fill in the arm, as opposed to having just a hollow arm there. Just has a red underside. I don't think it looks too bad, but I honestly think you're supposed to have it like that, if I'm not mistaken. But at any rate, those come off, holes and pegs, nothing new. Same for this side here, separate in the same fashion. Here, for the torso, you have the peg and hole there. That's on both sides. It doesn't require you to pull very far at all, just a light bit of pressure. Being that the type of plastic this is more of a harder, more frail plastic, given that it's chromed, I would say to be extremely careful with it, as not only you would risk wearing away the chrome paint, but you would also risk breaking it, because it does feel like a lighter, cheaper plastic, so be extremely careful. Here's the trailer hitch I was referring to. That's a movable joint, and it has a movable joint there. That's pretty much it for that. I'll set that here for now. And the front of the torso simply just pulls out here, held on by those two pegs and those two holes in the legs. The head simply just folds back like so. Then you're left with the legs, which, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about these, the feet. They fold in. You then take and turn these around, and there's a peg and hole. They fit in together. There, you're almost done already. This section here, you have the larger hole and the smaller peg. That fits in the holes accordingly, like so. Next step, we're going to take these two holes here into pegs that are similar to the ones found on the side of the torso, which were up here. These are actually on what would have been the inner part of the legs. They clip on in the same fashion. And now you have 6 wheels. And with the arms here, we'll take those. They're going to just fit down here, and using the hole in the peg, peg them into place. And then the wings, and they go in what were the armholes, and just peg into place like so. And the cannon can go right up on top. And were you to have the missiles, they would then go in there and launch. But I do not, so we'll not worry about that. I have also seen some folks try to put the launcher up here, but it doesn't really work too well, given that that wing is in the way on the arm. I think that's more for the robot combined mode. At any rate, there is your second trailer, God Bomber, or Apex Bomber if you will. Pretty much no articulation in this mode unless you count the trailer hitch. I guess you can count the cannon too, but really no. Rolls on 6 wheels. It's pretty much about it. Now, some folks who may not have owned this figure before, they're not real sure how to connect the second trailer mode to Power Master Prime. So I happen to have with me a vintage Power Master Prime with a reissue Haikyuu, of course, but yeah, we'll overlook that. Let's scoot God Bomber over to the side here and put Optimus Prime in the semi mode right quick. There are actually 2 methods in which to connect God Bomber to Power Master Optimus Prime. There is the method where you can connect it to the first trailer and go for a dual trailer setup, or you can connect it simply to the cab and just have it as a smaller trailer. How this is done is first you lift the panel on Power Master Prime and open the wings to be able to open the legs. You'll notice on the insides of the legs here is that, where's that? Come here. Little compartment right in there. Well, the trailer hitch fits precisely into that little cavity there. Molded for it even, it's the same angle and everything. Get it to stay put. That's one problem with this piece having articulation, is it likes to move. Then it just simply closes around it, and you have the full trailer and everything. And the whole thing falls apart. That's nice. There we go. Well, might look better if I actually close these. At any rate, you get the idea. You know, you've got the trailer stripe that goes down and connects on up through the wing. The alternate method, though, which is one I actually like a little better, because I'm kind of picky. Let's just discard that trailer altogether. On the bottom side of this trailer hitch is the little peg that can be used to connect to the same hole on the cab that the other trailer would have connected to, thereby making this whole thing semi on its own. Drawback to this mode, though, is the fact that you have so much of the rear of the trailer exposed. And it does kind of take away from the figure. It's a little distracting. Because, I mean, you almost want to take the whole thing and kind of push up under there, but it just doesn't work that way. But, yeah, in this mode, you don't have the mobility of the trailer hitch, as the feet of Optimus Prime are actually getting in the way. They're up on the sides of the trailer hitch, and so you have the trailer hitch coming down here, and it can't move either way. So he's forced to drive forward or kind of skid sideways to turn. And lastly, for the review, we will work on the armor portion. For those of you wishing to do a review on the Power Master Optimus Prime itself specifically, I will make a link. It'll probably pop up down here below in an annotation. If you have your annotations turned off, I will put it in the comments or video description so that you can then watch it and get a little better understanding of how Power Master Optimus Prime works. What am I doing? Armor. Getting ahead of myself. So there's those. These will all stay separate. This section, which was formerly the front torso of God Bomber, we'll now face this direction and put the wings with the stickers facing the open end. One in the armhole there. There are pegs on the bottom. I don't know if you can see those too well. One in the armhole here. We'll set that off to the side. That's all we do for that. The rest of it is Power Master Prime itself. Close that up as normal. Get the trailer. Take the guns off again. Put down the leg flaps. Separate legs, get off the head. Arms down, trailer hitch back, prime in, and head on. Alright, this is the fun part. Okay, I don't know for sure if the God Bomber design was created at the same time as the Power Master Optimus Prime design. I want to say that it was, because there seems to be certain features of Power Master Prime left open to accommodate God Bomber, and at the same time there seems to be the features made specifically for God Bomber to go onto specific parts of Power Master Prime. So yeah, I don't know. All I know is America didn't get it, but Japan was lucky enough to. Now what I just did is I connected the foot plate in the back of the trailer here. There's a little indentation. You can't really see it much at all on the camera. It's probably not going to show up. This little piece actually hooks up into that, and then this piece over here clips into the screw hole on the inside of the foot. So we'll just lock that in place. Kind of friction that holds it in place, I suppose. Anyway, there's those two legs. Man, it's running out of space on the camera. I'll have to move this up. There we are. Alright. Next we do the arms. Holes, pegs, same deal. Being that this is the American Power Master Optimus Prime and not the reissue or the Japanese Jinrai, the arms are a little shorter and the hands do not go up inside as they would on the Japanese. So, unfortunately, a little bit of the inner fist is exposed there, but that's not too bad. It doesn't take away from the figure necessarily. Next, we want to take the dual blasters here, and you will find holes up here. This is the upper hole. Use the upper one, not the lower one, because those are off center and also closer to the ground. Plug those in on the sides, help kind of take away from the blue a little bit and fill in better. Separate the legs a bit to give them some sort of human, less blocky looking proportions. Next step is we actually take the trailer hitch and lift it up just slightly, just one click. And the two holes in the back of the trailer accommodate the two pegs back here on the open end of the piece here for God Bomber. And that just sits in place. And what we will do next is the two rifles from Power Master Prime go into the holes on the front of the wings. You can see the hole there. Just clips in like so. And lastly, we connect the torso here, the chest armor. This is held into place using the underside of the bumper for Power Master Prime and this clip. The top of this goes flush with the upper part of the cab, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just held into place like that. Trailer hitch kind of goes up and becomes kind of a waist plate of sorts. Doesn't really work too well, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. And lastly, the launcher, for which I don't have the missiles. There's a peg on the front, or toward the front on the right side of it. The whole thing sits sideways. This handle here ends up going back behind Prime's head. And it rests like so. Articulation in this mode, you have arms that can, come apart. Arms that can pretty much do this thing. And legs you can do the splits. But otherwise that's about it. So yeah, that's it for God Bomber. Overall I recommend this piece. if you're not much into parts formers, I would say avoid it. But overall, for the nostalgia factor and the overall G1 feel, I recommend it. I would give it probably a 7 out of 10, being that you do have to disassemble and reassemble the figure. It's more of a tear apart and reconstruct as opposed to a transformer. But yeah, it works for what it was designed for. It helps fill out the Power Master Optimus Prime figure quite nicely. Highly recommended. Once again, this has been Moroni Prime, wasting your time.